Hello again, football fans. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Varsity Flashback. This is week 5 already.
We're almost there already.
We're cruising almost to the halfway point, almost to conference play. That's when it's really going to pick up. Tonight we had a few defensive battles. We had a few comebacks, a lot of great stuff. Let's get started at New Hanover.
New Hanover versus Jacksonville Northside tonight. The Wildcats begin the game going to the air a lot, but there were a lot of incompletions that led to a lot of third and longs. Each of their first 3 series had a 3rd and 10, but their defense was really good tonight. Outside of a pass interference penalty that helped Northside score their first touchdown, they really had this. Devontae Jones finally picked it up, and the Wildcats figured it out from there. He had touchdowns of 8 yards and 23 yards in the first half. And then Bates Taylor picked it up passing the ball. He finished 12 for 23 for 181 yards. Montrell Sweet also had a punt return for a touchdown in this game. Hanover wins 33-14. Wildcats 4-1.
Yeah, and that was impressive. You know, the team was kind of slow at the gates. Once Devontae got running, they really picked it up, got a ton of momentum, rolled from there. Another game of note tonight, which was really good, the Duplin County rivalry across the conferences. James Keenan, East Duplin. I said in the preview show this is going to be a physical game with a lot of good defense.
And you were right.
And I was right. East Duplin came out strong. They were shutting down the run. They were shutting down the pass, playing good in the secondary. They gave up only 98 yards of offense to James Keenan tonight. And then, you know, as usual, when your defense plays good, your offense wants to reward them, and they did. Wesley Jackson found Tyraine Matthews in the flat, helped set up a 4-yard score by Jakeem Lee. The Panthers went up 7-0 there at the end of the first. They ended up trailing going into the fourth quarter, 14-7. Wesley Jackson added a touchdown pass and a touchdown run in the fourth quarter to spur a comeback right there. East Duplin went on to win. They improved to 3-1 now.
That's another big win and another good showing by James Keenan in a loss. They are really getting tested. I think that's only going to help them down the road. Brian Aldridge has said afterward, he's like, we finally had some guys on offense said, hey, we're not going to get stopped this time, and he said it showed today.
Right. And then, Dan, let's talk about Ashley West Brunswick. Another good game, another comeback tonight.
Yeah, another comeback. It seemed to be the story of the night. Whoever got focused in the second half ended up winning these games. Like I said, we said earlier this week, if Ashley's defense can get on the edge and do their job, they got a shot at this game, and they did. Held Quan Bates to 42 yards rushing. This is a week after he almost threw down 200 on Laney. And Ashley got the offense. Chance Shepard found himself consistently on the short throws. He ended up with 193 yards passing tonight. Found Josh Hancock in the flat a couple times. Alex Kennedy had a big spin move for a touchdown. He scored late. Shepard scored late to win the game. 21-14, Screaming Eagles. That's a 3-game winning streak. First one for them since 2007.
And it puts them really right in the mix of things in that conference. Laney's lost a couple. They've won a couple. The things are really shuffling around right there.
Yeah, I mean, right now who knows? It's probably going to be New Bern and Hanover and maybe Rose, but who knows where everybody else is going to settle down.
Conference play is right around the corner right there.
Hooray.
Speaking of that conference in the Mid-Eastern, the Hoggard game tonight, they played host to South Columbus. It was a little sloppy at times, a lot of turnover.
Yeah, 9 altogether in this one. Not the best effort from these two teams tonight.
I went to this one, saw most of the second half, and I go back to the Jamboree when Jake Fonville, the head coach at South Columbus, said these are the games that we like to play. The big schools on the road, and they came out the better team defensively. You know, give Hoggard credit. Their defense played really well. They held Jamal Hemingway and Antonio Stanley to just 62 and 51 yards rushing respectively, but they didn't get any help from their offense. They ended up getting one score off a penalty that set them up real close. That gives them 7 because they kicked the extra point with 6:54 to go, already down 8-0. You know, trust the kicking game. You want to get that one extra score. I really didn't know what they were thinking. They ended up losing 8-7. That was the difference right there.
Braswell said after the game to Chuck Carey, who was covering that for us tonight, he's like, I really thought we were going to go down and score again. And he said, and apparently they had a couple chances at it. He's like, I'd have done it again if you'd asked me afterwards. So, you know, it's just one of those things. There was a quarter and a half left, and you got to figure Hoggard's going to put some points on the board, but it didn't happen tonight. South Columbus just wasn't going to let it happen.
Yeah, defenses were going head-to-head in that one, and it came down to it. Well, let's take a look at all the other scores from around the area. 71st really put it to Laney tonight, 42-19. That's a really good 71st team.
Wallace Rose Hill with the big game of the night, 46-25 over Southwest Onslow. Omar Carr, 41 carries, 234 yards tonight, folks. That game was played, according to Jacksonville Daily News, in front of about 3,000 people on the southwest side over there. Trask wins 13-6 despite DeQuan Hansley being injured in this game. Trask brought in the backup quarterback and scored both touchdowns in the second half to win that one.
Wow, and East Bladen stayed perfect. They beat South Rob 33-6. And Lejeune gave North Brunswick quite a game. That one was a 46-32 final right there. South Brunswick, they also stayed perfect with a 54-8 win over Red Springs. And East Columbus holding their own turf over Whiteville 20-7.
First win for the Gators over the Wolfpack since 2001. Huge win. Coach Toby Cassell said afterward that his offensive line, if he had game balls to give out, he was giving them all to them because they really just dominated the line in the second half and kept that game in their pocket the whole time.
Well, I know that threw our picks for a bit of a wrench. I think of the staff picks, only one person got it right, but good for East Columbus. We knew they were going to be improved. It took about 4 games to really get it going, but this win over Whiteville was really a statement.
Yeah, big, very critical for them.
Well, thanks for tuning in for this Friday night. For Dan Spears, I'm Aaron Schoonmaker. Make sure to check out starnewsvarsity.com for all your prep needs. Check out the blog. Everything you need is right there on the website. Be sure to come back Wednesday for the preview show when we preview Week 6. Check it out, guys.
Have a good night.